We do know we have till the end of August, at least, for any chance of a deal, or we'll see if these two nations can actually try to see this through. But what really comes next now?
Well, the absence of any sort of high-level dialogue is indication that the impasse could go on for a bit. There has been some discussions at much lower levels, but nothing in the way of any negotiations to bring this to an end. The U.S., the White House statement a little earlier this evening in Washington said that the U.S. is willing to, but said that China has to acknowledge and address the demands of the U.S. in terms of trade and intellectual property. So we're sort of at a standstill here as far as any talks go, and seems likely that both sides are going to at least bring this to the brink. Now, whether or not we go ahead into August and September with a full-blown trade war, we'll have to see, but there is no sign that it's going to be abating anytime soon.
Yeah, 7 weeks to go. Well, Congress, though, Joe, is challenging Trump on trade, with even House Speaker Paul Ryan saying tariffs may not be the way to go. Let's take a listen.
China does steal intellectual property. They do engage in unfair trade practices, which violate not just the spirit but the letter of the WTO standards that they agreed to play by years ago. So I think we're right to point that out. I just don't think tariffs are the right mechanism to do that. And I think Chairman Brady probably put it right this morning, which is he encouraged the president to sit down with Xi and work this out, and I think that's a good idea.
And, Joe, the Senate also passed a non-binding resolution saying Congress should have a say in national security tariffs. Is that as far as the two of them are going to go?
Well, certainly for now. The Republicans have been willing to cajole and chide the president on tariffs, but they've been unwilling to take any sort of action that would defy Trump and impose any sort of restrictions on his ability to impose the tariffs. Now, the Senate vote today was symbolic. It's non-binding, but they sometimes take these votes to see if they can build some momentum to something more substantive. And in fact, the sponsor of the legislation said that he hoped that this would indicate that there is an appetite for Congress to rein in Trump's authority on imposing tariffs and take that back for Congress, requiring in some way or shape or form that he get approval from Congress before imposing any of these levies on national security grounds.
Now, Joe, looking towards the Atlantic and towards Europe here, turning to NATO, President Trump singled out Germany at the summit that's ongoing and really putting Angela Merkel in the spotlight live on television there. Probably was a little bit uncomfortable. But, you know, this is an attempt to try to promote unity and harmony, but it was really anything but here.
No, hardly. And this is Trump's rhetoric on Germany, suggesting that they're controlled by Russia for their dependence on Russian natural gas, has really kind of driven a wedge into NATO. And it's surfaced a lot of other disagreements within the alliance. For instance, Poland's foreign minister said he agreed with Trump on Germany's funding of the Nord Stream pipeline from Russia. And then Turkey chimed in, complaining about Germany withdrawing some Patriot missile batteries and suggesting that they weren't a very good ally based on that. So this is not just between the U.S. and Germany, but the U.S. has actually sort of fanned some of the disagreements within the alliance, and there's still quite a public spat going on here.